Welcome to RITSEC. We are starting at a record 2 minutes early. What? Clap it up. That's crazy. I know, right? So let's just jump into it. Join the Discord. If you're not in it already, what are you doing? That's crazy. Sign in. Same sign in for the last part of the meeting. Do that. I kind of want more presenters. So if you have an idea, maybe you don't, come talk to me. Maybe fill out the little form. You get some nice little swag. We got some people earning some USBs today. Maybe kind of big. Otherwise, check the calendar. I think it's updated. It's a random question. It's updated. Mailing list. If you got that email yesterday, it's accurate. It's also updated. Feedback. Give us a little feedback. Otherwise, we got some little announcements. We have to change the Constitution every now and then. So if you're interested in putting a request in and be like, hey, this thing the club does is weird. Why do we do that? We're by the I'm not looking over it. That's Anthony Kenny's job. But yeah, fill out the form. It's in announcements. Also, this was released on Monday, but mentorship groups are out for the spring semester. So if you're interested in being a mentee, this is going to close next Wednesday. I think that's Wednesday. I totally meant the 7th, not the 17th. So it closes the 7th. I hope. Casey did not know that. He presented earlier. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. All right. We're not live editing. All right.
February didn't have a 17th.
What? All right. Next up, we got the RT6 CTF. That's Rachel's domain. We got challenge author signups. So there's more information, announcements, and in the form. If you want to scan it and make a challenge. If you want to participate, don't be a challenge author. That's kind of I think that makes sense to people. Otherwise, ISTS white team signups. This is your last opportunity to be a part of ISTS if you're not already blue teaming or black teaming. So check. It's in announcements again. That's Zach for you. Also, Member Monday is back. Teehee. So if you scan that, you can recommend a member to be the Member Monday. And yeah, that's exciting. Next up, clap it up for the sponsors, everybody. Follow social media, probably. Everyone is doing a good job. And for the news today, we got the NSA purchasing American data. We got Cloudflare Thanksgiving incident and the FRAC 71 call for papers. So for the NSA illegally purchasing private data, this is interesting. The U.S. Senator Ron Wyden had publicly released a letter to the Director of National Intelligence, asking them to make sure that their purchase of American data was lawful and was, legal. This is coming after the Federal Trade Commission landmark decision in its case against OutLogic, which was this smartphone location tracking company, and it was basically you're not allowed to do that without proper cause. So it's so now data brokers are forced to get consent for the people of the data, need their consent before selling it. And furthermore, Senator Wyden, also a senior member of the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee, confirmed with the NSA that they were purchasing without a warrant. All your internet browsing data, may be a little compromised. The NSA specifically stated that the information was for national security purposes on cybersecurity missions, and otherwise it was used sparingly. That's not that specific. So otherwise, Wyden had made a request for the NSA to collect all of its data that is non-compliant to the FTC's new ruling and just delete it all. So maybe some things will change, maybe not. Next up, we got Cloudflare Thanksgiving incident. So on November 23rd of last year, that was Thanksgiving, Cloudflare detected compromise in their Atlassian server. Cloudflare's internal team and a forensic team from CrowdStrike were brought on like pretty quickly, and they had just finished their investigation yesterday, as it was posted in a blog post. So the timeline starts with Okta. This was something I actually covered before last semester about that Okta compromise and a lot of enterprise companies using Okta to manage their credentials and stuff. Yeah, this is one of the fallouts of that. So, due to a failure to rotate a service token and 3 service accounts, as long with a Smartsheet service that Cloudflare had, which gave administrative access to Jira, to Atlassian Jira, which led to some nasty stuff. Furthermore, there was some reconnaissance done on November 14th by the threat actor who failed to log into their Okta instance. They had gained access on the 15th to Atlassian Jira, Confluence, and then the full Atlassian suite. Atlassian Jira is just like a ticket manager for the company, which has a lot of like sensitive information, including their response to the Okta incident itself. And they were able to tell that the threat actor was looking at a lot of tickets that regarded the Cloudflare's internal security. So that was interesting. And then on the 16th, 17th of November, a user account was created, and then they took a break until the 22nd, which they had installed the Sliver to just on their stuff. And after by the 24th, Cloudflare remediated, removed, terminated all the threat actor access, and they're good now. The blog post on this actually has some like kind of interesting like SOC logs of detailing when they exactly did everything. Like the timeline, like the blog post is very verbose. It's a good read if you're interested. So just look it up. But lastly, we got the FRAC 71 call for papers. I don't know if any of y'all really know what FRAC is. It's an e-zine, basically just like a online magazine, which started in 1985, other than the World Wide Web. Kind of crazy. It's basically these simple like wall of text articles, little ASCII, just published in various issues, which now we're on 71, which they're kind of like inconsistently or whenever they get around to it. These issues and these articles are like very influential in the hacking sphere, and they contain a lot of lore about like cybersecurity and the stuff we do. So, and they have a lot of notable and novel cybersecurity information, such as when the buffer overflows were popularized and by Aleph One and his smashing the stack for fun and profit. That was like a revolutionary article. That's like when stack buffer overflows became like mainstream. Along with the guy that created Nmap, if you man Nmap and scroll all the way to the author section, it was this guy who released it on FRAC. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up. And the call for papers was, to my knowledge, released just yesterday. And you can, if you guys are interested in submitting something, there's the email by April 1st. They have ton of different articles, hacking, exploit development, vulnerability research, and other fine topics, in their words. If you just take a look at frac.org, they have a whole thing about it. But it's said to be released this summer, so stay on the lookout for that. Otherwise, here's my little sources. Check them out. Otherwise, without further ado, we got Colin and Aaron talking about Git. We got Ash talking about EPC, Crypto After Shore. We got Dan talking about NFC/RFID and physical access control systems. And Gideon talking about web controlled thermostats without the smoke. So, Will, Aaron, and Colin, please come up. Woo, you can clap now.